The Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware. It's called the Monster because it eats dreams. Those who attempt to ride its spine do so at their own peril. The turns are like canyon walls. The straight span seaward in many tracks turns. Concentrate everywhere. Rest nowhere. Few leave here unscathed in equipment or spirits. 500 miles anywhere else is like a Sunday school picnic compared to 500 on a monster. It's a rush like no other to bring the monster down, but exhausting to fight it and lose. And today, 40 drivers in the Castrol GTX Cup Series will challenge the monster as today, and the monster that is Dover Downs International Speedway, which is home to stock number 14 of the series. The FedEx 400 is set for 60 laps of racing on this 1 mile high bank racetrack that chews up cars and spits them out. And here's the starting lineup for today's running event. On the pole, it is Phil Parker in car number 40, the Coors Light Dodge. He's alongside Levi McIntyre, number 99, the number 99 Office Depot Ford. Second row has number 25, James Henry in the Michael Holligan Chevrolet, looking pretty strong in qualifying. He starts alongside Laura Chung in car 38, the M&M's Ford. Third row, Penske teammates Dylan Young in the 2 and Zach Winkle in the 12. Fourth row has Cole Deaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet in number 22. It is Dylan Poteet, winner of the season at Atlanta in the Caterpillar Dodge. Dylan Young, I should mention, is the two-time winner of the season so far, winning at Darlington and again at North Wilkesboro. Next, row number 5 has Matt McIntyre, number 10, and number 18, Nathan Orman, who won at Rockingham this season. Sixth row has Kyle Matthews, number 42, the Haviland Dodge, and number 43, Mike Becker in the Cheerios Dodge. Seventh row has number 24, Charles Sanford, the DuPont Chevrolet, and number 71, Gabby Conklin. Going to row number 8 has number 88, Keith Batson, the Quality Care Ford, winner at Talladega, and number 16, John Andrews in the National Guard Ford. Ninth row, Jessica Shelton, the only three-time winner this season so far, the DeWalt Tools Dodge, the DeWalt Tools Chevrolet, the DeWalt Tools Ford, car number 17, winner at the Daytona 500, Sonoma, and also at California Speedway. She's flanked by number 32, that's Zachary Fitzwater. Next row down has number 55, Quentin Moore, and number 4, William Brock, who won his season at Bristol. Next row, number 48, that's Paul Minnick, and beside him, number 26, Trent Dunham. Next row, Joshua Osborne in number 20, and number 28, I should say, that's Kat Batson. Next row down has car number 15, Allison Rain, and number 19, Ryan Brommer. Next row down has number 11, Cement Oscon, and number 44, Tina McCoy. Next row down has number 31, James Sykes, and number 6, Ryan George. Next row down has number 21, Roberto Crown Jr., and number 29, Ryan Butcher. And it's number 7, that is Alexander Rowe at a SiriusXM Dodge, and he's alongside number 33, Daniel Bouchard, coming from way out back, hoping to make up some ground. As well as two other top contenders in this series. Seth Cole, who won at Richmond this season, the CarQuest Kellogg's Chevrolet, starts inside of the next row down, starting way out back. He's in the number 5, and number 97, the winner at Martinsville, Jesse Turner. Next row down has number 45, Christian Vargas, and number 8, Amanda Evans. And starting shotgun field will be number 1, Clint Buchanan, and number 41, Wes McCoy. I mentioned Dylan Poteet, his only win came in Atlanta. I should rephrase that. He's actually got 2 wins this season. He won in Atlanta, and he also won the 600 at Charlotte, which was the last stop on the tour in the series. But as I mentioned, 40 cars will challenge the monster that is Dover Downs International Speedway in Dover, Delaware, as we're set for the FedEx 400. In-car cameras today will be carried by Dylan Young in number 2, along also with Trent Dunham in 26, and the 3-car of Cole Deaver. Those are the 3 cameras that will be carried in today's race. So, with that said, here comes the command to fire the engines here for the FedEx 400. Command been given the fire the engines as we get some racing here today as the pace car leads the field off a pit road for the pace lap, and we're going to start the race right after this. Pace car ducks off on the pit road here as the field being led in the hands of Levi McIntyre 99, the outside pole sitter, and the pole sitter for this race, Phil Parker, who qualified pole at 163 miles per hour as the field comes off the turn number 4, looking for a green flag, and they did it. We're racing at Dover. Into high gear they go now. Turn 4, usually the trouble spot at Dover. If you watch the past races in this series, you'll know what I mean. As they come through turns number 3 and 4 right now, let's keep an eye on what happens on that 4th corner here. Always a very tricky spot here, and already almost 3 wide. Jessica Shelton thought better of it, trying to go inside of Keith Batson. And speaking of 3 wide, Matt McIntyre made it 3 wide between Zach Winkle, and Laura Chung. And they better be careful next time they go through 3 and 4 like this here, which they're going through turn number 4, about to come through turn number 4 right now. As they come out the corner right now, let's see what happens here. Well, they managed to keep the handle that time. Kyle Matthews a little bit close to Dylan Poteet, but Matthews keeps the handle on the car, gets by Poteet and a couple other cars right now. And they go into turn number 3 now. Happens to come out that 4th corner here. Jessica Shelton there. Well, in trouble already here. That's Paul Minnick and Joshua Osborne. Oh, several cars going to get into it. Cat Batson's in it. Alexander Rowe's in it. James Sykes, Roberto Crown Jr., Cat Batson. Christian Vargas, I see him in the crash. Oh, and Osborne and Daniel Bouchard both got into Christian Vargas. I don't know what he did to those two. I don't think he did anything to those two, to be honest. Just banging into him out of frustration. And Phil Parker led him back to the start-finish line here, but a multi-car accident going in turn number 1 on lap number 4 has caused the first caution flag of the day to fly in the FedEx 400. We'll take a look at what happened here. It was Paul Minnick and Joshua Osborne that started the whole thing coming off turn number 4. And Minnick drove right into John Andrews, stuts John into the wall, and then Paul gets into a spin. Osborne goes up the track right into James Sykes and several other cars. You see Roberto Crown Jr. involved. There's Ryan Brommer and several others here, and I think that was the only cars that was involved right there, along with Batson, Rowe, and several others. See some damage on the back of Amanda Evans' car, the number 8 machine. Jesse Turner, I think he got through with no damage on his number 97 car. I'm not sure on that. But, and then Osborne just takes his frustration out on Christian Vargas, and the same with Dana Bouchard in the 33 car there. So caution number 1 flies here, and Osborne, of course, out of the race, as well as several other cars. Well, him and James Sykes are the only 2 cars out of the race here, and they will finish 39th and 40th, with Osborne 39th and Sykes in 40th. Roberto Crown Jr., the only car not on the lead lap. He's 38th position right now. So 38 cars remains in the race. 37 of them remain on the lead lap, and we will be back for the restart right after this. Just as you rejoin us, the pace car's already off on the pit road, and the green flag's about to fly here. Roberto Crown Jr. on the inside lane. He's a lap down, trying to get his lap back in the Motorcraft board, but does not get a good start on both the 40, on all the cars on the lead lap. Bill Parker leads him down, and several cars trapped in behind the 21 car. Cole Deaver and Levi McIntyre both broke free, but now Kyle Matthews says enough is enough. I want to get out of this whole thing. And oh no, they're going to be 4 right off turn number 4. This is not going to end well. And it doesn't here. It's the 12 car involved. That's Zach Winkle's car, and several others going to get involved. Ryan Butcher, Wes McCoy, Alexander Rowe again, and same with Dana Bouchard. They all crashed behind them. Amanda Evans in the 8 car. Looks like some damage on that number 8 machine. And Caution number 2 is going to fly on the 10th lap of this race here. And let's see, Winkle. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh! Is that Dylan Young? I saw involved in Trent Dunham is flipped. Seth Cole, Tito McCoy. Yeah, Dylan Young was a second-place car, and he crashed. Which tells me I think some of the leaders may have gotten involved. There's Mike Becker. He's damaged up. Nathan Ormond. Oh, yeah, Levi McIntyre's on pit road. That's going to give... Well, Bill Parker's still going to keep the lead. And there's Charles Samford. He was running 7th when this all happened to him. Well, it all started with the 12 car, Zach Winkle. As they got 4 wide through turn number 4, and you do not do that at Dover. It was Matt McIntyre, Zach Winkle, Charles Samford, and Jessica Shelton. Shelton backed off to keep from making it 4 wide, which she successfully does so. But then Winkle is going to get turned by Charles Samford, and you can imagine Shelton and Chung both had to spike the brakes hard to keep from getting into those 2 cars here. Now watch the 12. He gets into the 24 car, Charles Samford. And see, the 25 car, James Henry got into Laura Chung. See, it appeared that the 12 car was the only one that spun out of the whole bunch here. Now, we're going to look back. We're going to look back further. There's where the back of the pack wreck happened with Ryan Butcher and several others. There's Butcher in the 29 car. And they got 3 wide right there. He and Jesse Turner got into each other. And then Butcher spins right in front of Bo Turner and Wes McCoy. And then there's the 7 of Alexander Rowe and the 33 car of Danny Bouchard. Both got into each other too. Turner hits the wall in the inside lane. And so those 4 cars are going to get into each other. Dylan Young, meanwhile, he and Phil Parker were battling it out for the lead right here at this point. Parker, I think, is going to edge out the start-finish line to take the lead. Coming to the start-finish line to take the yellow. Now watch Dylan Young. He's going to go to the inside lane. He crossed the start-finish line 2nd. Pow! Right into Wes McCoy, and the same with Levi McIntyre. And then Charles Samford's going to drive right into Wes McCoy's car. Pow! Right in the kisser goes the 24 car. And then Quentin Moore got involved, as did Becker and several others. And then there's where Trent Dunham went upside down here. He and all the while Tito McCoy and Seth Cole all got into it as well too. Here comes Trent. Let's take a look at what happened. He got into John Andrews, and then Tito McCoy turned Trent over. Let's quickly ride on board with Trent Dunham on this one. This is not gonna be pretty. And so, we are out of the replay just in time as the green flag is back out. We're back underway. And look at all the cars out of the race now. Levi McIntyre, Mike Becker, Dylan Young, Charles Samford, Trent Dunham, Tito McCoy, Seth Cole, Wes McCoy, Joshua Osborne, and the 31 of James Sykes. All those cars out of the race here. And we have got, I believe, 10 cars out of the race already right now. We got 30 cars left in the race and 29 on lead lap again. The only car a lap down. is Roberto Crown Jr. in the 21 car. There he is in the 21 machine. They're trying to get everybody's way. 3 wide off turn number 2 there as he's on the outside of Cement Oscon now in the 11 car. And several cars go, oh my gosh. And oh, we got a spin. It's Ormond and Alex in a row again. And the yellow flag flies for the 3rd time here, and this is happening on lap number 17. John Andrews also coming on down pit road in a 16 machine. And then John Andrews, let's see, John had a problem. He holds up Christian Vargas in the 45 car. That let Alexander Rowe spike the brakes, and he spins, and then right into him goes Ormond in the 18 car. Ormond already damaged up from an earlier crash that he was in. And then poor Alexander Rowe, that's about the 3rd crash he's been in today, and he's been probably involved in all 3 of the cautions we've had so far here at Dover. So, that all being said, we have got yellow flag happening, yellow flag flying here. Phil Parker is your leader and did I see the pace car going down pit road with the pace lights on? I think I just did, and Parker is gonna. I think Parker may have crossed the start finish line ahead of the pace car as it was coming down pit road. Is what it looked like. Well. See if there's any penalties that's going to be handed down. And the pace car now finally comes on the racetrack right now, but yeah, Phil Parker's your leader right now. Kyle Matthews is 2nd. 3rd is Cole Deaver. 4th is Jessica Shelton. 5th right now is Matt McIntyre, and 6th is Dylan Poteet. 7th is James Henry. 8th is Keith Batson. 9th is Zachary Fitzwater, and 10th is Gabby Conklin at this point right now. 11th is Zach Winkle. 12th position is Laura Chung. 13th is Ryan Brommer. 14th is Cement Oscon. 15th is Allison Rain. 16th is Amanda Evans. 17th is Ryan George. 18th is Clint Buchanan. 19th is Ryan Butcher. And 20th is Kat Batson. And I'm thinking we're being told no penalties here is going to come down to any of the teams here. So that crosses the start finish line ahead of the pace car while the pace car was on pit road. Makes no sense, but I'm not the one who makes the rules. So there you have it with that. So a second car is now going to lap down. That's the 4 car of William Brock in the Kodak Max Chevrolet. There he is. You see the 4 car on the inside of Kyle Matthews. So again, it's Matthews running second right now. The Phil Parker who leads his race, and Phil has led all the laps so far. We have had 3 caution periods in the first 20 laps of this race. It'll be lap 20 completed and 40 to go. We're going to be this may be a long race at Dover. This keeps up here. So. Pace car is on the pit road right now. The green flag's about to fly. Average speed is a little over 70 miles per hour at Dover. Green flag flies. Average now drops to 68 miles an hour now. And we're back underway, and several cars now hung up behind the 21 car of Roberto Crown Jr. Jessica Shelton now gets by him. And let's see what happens here. Matt McIntyre on the outside. Dylan Poteet now goes inside of McIntyre for position. And they come through turns number 3 and 4. Oh, don't do it again, guys. Don't do it. Oh, they did it again. Roberto Crown Jr. is involved. Gabby Conklin, Laura Chung, Zach Winkle again around. Kat Batson is involved. Jesse Turner is involved again on the 97 machine. And John Andrews coming down pit road once again as the yellow flag flies. Phil Parker leads him back to the start-finish line. And oh, Phil got loose going into turn number 1. Oh my gosh. I thought he was gonna get loose and rear in the back of the 28 car of Kat Batson. That would have been catastrophic for the 40 team that's dominated this race the whole time so far. But another restart happens, and yet another caution flies. And so we'll take a look at what happened to cause the yellow flag here in just a moment. Okay, so they have the tendency to want to go 3 or 4 wide again on the restarts, don't they? Well, again, the lap cars were side by side with each other. Dylan Poteet went to the inside to get past Matt McIntyre, and Roberto thought he was clear of Matt McIntyre. He was not so. Gabby Conklin and Laura Chung both got involved, and then Zach Winkle got turned by Amanda Evans. Heads up driven there by Cement Oscon in the 11 car. He just about got into Roberto's car. Didn't quite do so, and then Kat Batson, you saw her in the background. She got turned in the 28 machine. Let's see who turned her around. So as Kat got slowed down, there she is in the 28 car, and she thought she was clear of the 48 of Paul Minnick, and she got turned around, and then gets into the Christian Vargas in the 45 car. And Jesse Turner, well, he misses Kat Batson, but I don't know if he got... I think he missed everybody in the whole deal, except for the wall. So caution number 4 has flown on the 23rd lap of this, 22nd lap of this racer, or whatever lap we were on, and we'll be back after restart after this. And so 3 cars now on the inside lane here. Again, none of them on the lead lap. William Brock, John Andrews, and Roberto Crown Jr. Again, and add Nathan Orman now to the attrition list as he's now out of the race. So 11 cars out right now here at Dover, and 29 of them remain, and 26 of them on the lead lap. Green flag back out, lap number 27. Not even halfway through this race. Yeah, here lap 30 is the halfway point. Cole Deaver moves inside of Kyle Matthews as he tries to get by John Andrews in the 16 car. And meantime, he's going to leave the outside lane open. And look at Jessica Shelton in the 17 car with some power. Shelton the 3rd, and now Poteet the 4th, and Batson the 5th. And Cole Deaver now is about to lose his spot to Gabby Conklin in the 71 car, and also the 10 of Matt McIntyre. And oh, it's Cement Oscon on turn number 2. Oscon, who was running 11th, he was having a darn good run happening here. And caution number 5 has flown on lap number 29 of this race, and he gets the wall and almost spins it again. On Alexander Rowe and the 12 of Zach Winkle crashed. Quentin Morris crashes as well as the 21 car. And the leader, Phil Parker, has crashed into the wall. Are we going to have anybody left in this race? Phil Parker has crashed himself out of the lead by hitting the end of the pit wall under yellow. What else is going to happen next at Dover? 5 cautions we were not halfway yet. And here again, and they don't listen, don't they? They go 4 wide again through turn number 1 and 2. This time James Henry got squeezed in the wall by Oscon, and there was Roberto Crown Jr. He got turned by Clint Buchanan. Was what happened. Amanda Evans crashes into Buchanan's car. Zach Winkle gets into it. Alexander Rowe, Jesse Turner. Paul Minnick crashes into Amanda Evans' car. There's Quentin Moore in the 55 car. That's how he got into it. And so meantime, Phil Parker, 1 race back to start-finish line. And then he sees the mess happen up ahead of him now. And now he's trying to avoid everybody in this whole deal too, and what's ahead of him. But then Phil goes right through the grassy area, and then he sees the cars up ahead of him. He guesses right on missing Alexander Rowe. He guessed right on missing Alexander Rowe, barely, but does not guess wrong on missing the end of the guard. Does not guess right on missing the end of the pit wall, and almost had insult to injury. He almost got rear-ended by Zachary Fitzwater in the 32 car. Well, congratulations, Phil. You just crashed yourself right out of the race. And that is going to give the lead now to Kyle Matthews in the 42 car with Jessica Shelton running second. And I think William Brock may have just put himself back in the lead lap, I think. I'm not sure now. But yeah, Parker and Winkle's now got themselves a lap back out of the race now. As has Amanda Evans, as has Paul Minnick, as has Zach Winkle, or not Zach Winkle, but Alexander Rowe finally gets himself out of the race after being involved in 5 crashes now. Quentin Moore's out of the race, and Roberto Crown Jr. is out of the race. So, I don't know how many this is going to make now out of the race now. I should say the 16 car, John Andrews, is now the only car not on the lead lap. He's 2 laps down now. In 24th position, I think. Yes. So William Brock is going to start ahead of the rest of the field now, but I tell you what, they keep coming up with yellow flags now during this portion of the race. So if Brock can keep himself ahead of the leaders, and when the yellow flag flies, he may get himself back in the lead lap permanently now. Well, not permanently, but get himself back in the lead lap for the time being. But we're past halfway home now, 31 laps in the books and 29 to go. And we are far from over here at Dover. 5 caution flags have flown so far, and we have not had a mess like this since North Wilkesboro in the first Union 400, or the race at Richmond earlier this season, where we had wreckfest in both those races. But a tough break also for Phil Parker, who had the pole, had the dominant car the first half of the race, and then it all came crashing in his face, literally, under yellow. Green flag back out, back underway at Dover, lap number 33, and Jessica Shelton to the left side. Shelton's been the hottest car out there so far right now. Her last 3 outings so far have been a win, and a second, and the second came at Charlotte 602. The man who's running behind her right now, Dylan Poteet. And Jess is going to once again take the lead here at Dover. First time she's led all day so far. Matthews is now second by just a smidgen to Poteet. Now Poteet and Batson is going to come up behind Shelton. Here comes Poteet to the low side. And he's another one of the hot cars out there so far. He's got 2 wins so far. One of the three drivers has had multiple wins so far, along with Shelton and Dylan Young. Keith Batson runs in 3rd position, Cole Devers in 4th, and Matthews has dropped to 5th with Matt McIntyre behind him in 6th position now in the 10 car. They come off turn number 4 right now as they come to start finish line to complete another lap. 35 down, 25 to go here at Dover Downs International Speedway. I said earlier they chews up cars and spits them out, and I wasn't lying to say that too. And Zachary Fitzwater's now come back off of pit road. And he's now gone a lap down now in 21st position. So, yeah, we have now got 18 cars out of this race. And Fitzwater is the last car to run right now in 22nd position, albeit now 2 laps down, along with John Andrews, who's the only 2 cars not on the lead lap at this point of the race here. Running right there behind Ryan Butcher, who's having a solid run in 13th position right now in that number 29 Goodwrench Chevrolet. But meantime, Dylan Poteet trying to move the back of Shelton's car for the top spot as they're trying to contend with the 4 car of William Brock. The car he's on the tail end of the lead lap and hopes to stay there if we can get a caution flag. And he stays ahead of the leaders as they cross the start-finish line to take the yellow. But the way Shelton and Poteet are running right now, I don't know that's going to be a possibility right now. 4, you're on board with Cole Deaver in car number 3, the Goodwrench Chevrolet. Running in 4th position right now, trying to following Keith Batson in 3rd in the Quality Care Ford. Here comes Poteet down the low side of Shelton for the top spot. They're going to be side by side coming off turn number 4 now as they come off turn number 4. Shelton has the high line to her advantage, and she bleeds yet another lap. That is 40 in the books and 20 to go. But Dylan Poteet keeping the pressure on Shelton right now. And here comes Deaver down the low side of Keith Batson. That's for 3rd position now. And Shelton has now gotten back around the 4 car of William Brock. It's going to put William back 1 lap down again. But Poteet, let's see what happens. Oh, he's up. Hey, whoa! Brock cut right in front of Poteet's car. I'm sure Dylan was not the least bit pleased about that. And all this has now let Kyle Matthews and Matt McIntyre in this mix now do. The McIntyre in the 10 and the 42 of Matthews, who was leading on the restart before getting held up by lap traffic and letting Jessica Shelton get around him. And Poteet gets a little bit tail happy off the 4th turn, trying to go inside of William Brock, and Brock doing a darn good job staying ahead of Poteet and staying within distance of Shelton, excuse me, to try to get himself back at least to a lead lap finish here. Brock, by the way, right now runs in 20th position at Kodak Max Chevrolet, and with the heavy attrition rate, it's been beneficial for him to get something out of this as well too. That's the thing with the attrition, by the way, too. It doesn't matter how torn up your car is, and sometimes you can pick up whatever you can in points-wise. And some people say it's not racing when you do so, but with points on the line, though, you take it any way you can. Check and see who else is behind right there. Gabby Conklin in the 7th position right now in the 71 car. Laura Chung is in 8th. Again, the 21 of Zachary Fitzwater is not on the lead lap. James Henry creased side of Null. He runs 9th right now in the Michael Holligan Chevrolet, having a solid day here today. And we had a solid run in that 25 car last season as well too. Ryan Brommer's in 10th, battling with Allison Rain. That is a battle for position. That's 10th and 11th on your screen. Ryan George is in 12th position, not the 16th of John Andrews. Andrews is 22nd right now, 2 laps down. Ryan Butcher's 13th, Kat Batson's 14th, Cement Oscon. Still not bad right now, 15th position for the 11 car. Dana Bouchard 16th, 17th is Christian Vargas. Jesse Turner 18th, Clint Buchanan in 19th position right now. And as mentioned, William Brock in 20th. So 19 cars are on the lead lap here so far today. But what more can you say about Jessica Shelton? She has won 2 of the last races so far. As we mentioned, she finished 2nd to Poteet at the race at Charlotte in the 600. And I tell you what, though, here, Shelton, if Shelton starts keeps running like this right now, though, everybody else is going to be fearing her once again. As if they haven't feared her already in this series. But she is right now having a solid, another great season so far. It started off with a Daytona 500 win, a race that has eluded her for a long time. And if she can hold on to, in the final 11 laps, she will have her 4th win of the season. And only the second closest behind winning wins-wise is Dylan Young, I should say, with 2 wins. And Poteet also has 2 wins as well, too. And they're the only 3 drivers who have won multiple races so far this season. And Shelton, and of course the bad news for everybody else now is one of Shelton's playgrounds is coming up next on the tour, and that is Riverside. And the road course is one of her playgrounds. Of course, a lot of drivers in the series do run good on the road courses as well, too, so it may not be a cakewalk. But sometimes you never know in a series as well, too. But Dylan Poteet closing up on the back of Shelton's car here. We've had some good finishes at Dover before, too. Let's remember that as well. It's a battle of the yellow and black cars, one a Ford and the other a Dodge. And the question is, who will take it at Dover? Poteet is looking for his 3rd victory in the season. If he can get by Shelton for the lead, And Keith Batson, don't count him out yet in the 88 car. There he is in the Dale Jarrett colors. He won Talladega this season as well, too. And here comes Poteet for the lead on Shelton. They're side by side through the third and fourth corners here. Let's see what happens here. Come off turn number 4. Poteet has a slight jump here, as advantage here, but Shelton has the high line to her advantage. Margin of victory, 8/100ths of a second, 0.08 that time by, and average speed, a Holland butt blistering, not really, 87 miles an hour, but they're making up for all the caution flags we've had so far today. They're sure making up for it so far right now, as Shelton and Poteet battle it once again, 10th of a second now, the margin is on by, and we got lap traffic in the form of Clint Buchanan. And let's clear it up immediately. Clint Buchanan is no relation to Zach Buchanan, who's one of the veterans of the NNSCRA, who you've heard a lot of in the NNSCRA. That's not the name of the series. The NNSCRA Snickers Cup series, and also the in the Duracell Cup as well too. So. And Poteet's even had Zach Buchanan in his Mountain Dew series as well too. So Poteet, a lot of us know about him. They come out to number 4. Poteet tries once again. Now Keith Batson's going to try to help him as well. I don't know who the lap traffic's helping or hurting right now. It seems to be helping Shelton right now at this point. As they go through turns number 3 and 4, here comes Keith Batson for second place on Poteet. And now Cole Deaver gets himself in the mix, and Batson gets loose. Come off turn number 4. Shelton now gets by Daniel Bouchard in 33 car, and now Poteet gets by him with ease, or tries to. Dips down, and that's going to let Shelton just flat pull ahead. And this is playing right into Jess's hands at this point right now. As we mentioned, the last few races has been just smooth as silk for Jessica Shelton, as she has now got 2 laps remaining en route to her maybe her 4th win of the season. And Batson tries once again to get past Poteet right now as they go through turns number 3 and 4 at this point. Batson dips low, Poteet up the high side, white flag by way is out for Jessica Shelton. As we watch this battle for second place right now between the 88 and the 22 cars, as Poteet dips, blocks Batson's lane right now. Shelton gets held up behind the 11 of Cement Oscon. But she is going to be home free at this point here. Poteet tries to close up, but it's not going to happen. Off turn number 4, and your first 4-timer of the season so far, Jessica Shelton has done it again. Shelton wins the FedEx 400 at Dover. Just total domination is what she's been all about this last few races. And she gets yet another win this season as the 17 DeWalt team goes to the victory lane. Dylan Poteet comes home second. Third will go to Keith Batson. Fourth to Cole Deaver. And fifth position to Matt McIntyre. Kyle Matthews sixth. Seventh will go to Laura Chung. Eighth to Allison Rain. Gabby Conklin ninth, and 10th will go to James Henry. Average speed 91.868 miles per hour. In a caution-filled slugfest at Dover. But a caution-filled slugfest at Dover is what I mean to say here, but there is no stopping Jessica Shelton right now as she wins yet again in this series, and just as I mentioned, just total domination is what as we mentioned what she's been about. The last 4 races have been 3 wins in a second, just unbelievable here at this point in the season. 11th place will go to Ryan Brommer. 12th will go to Ryan George. Ryan Butcher 13th, and Kat Batson was the last car to finish on the lead lap in 14th position. Cement Oscon 15th. William Brock 16th. Daniel Bouchard 17th. Christian Vargas 18th. Jesse Turner 19th, and Clint Buchanan will finish 20th. Zachary Fitzwater 21st. John Andrews, the last car to finish this race, in 22nd position. The cars out of the race were Zach Winkle, Phil Parker. Phil Parker. You gotta just absolutely just feel for him. Had the dominant car the first half of the race, and just absolutely makes the fatal mistake of crashing right into the end of the pit wall under a yellow flag on lap number 30 of this race there, and just knocks himself right out of the race here. So heartbreaker for Phil Parker, but he'll be back with a vengeance later on this season here, next race of the tour at Riverside. And he wants to win. Amanda Evans, 25th. Paul Minnick, Alexander Rowe, Quentin Moore, Roberto Crown Jr., Nathan Orman, the top 30. Then Levi McIntyre, Mike Becker, Dylan Young, Charles Sanford, Trent Dunham, Tina McCoy, Seth Cole, Wes McCoy, Joshua Osborne, and James Sykes, the last finishers in this race. So that will do it here today at Dover. Congratulations once again to Jessica Shelton. She wins yet again. The 4th time this season she's won, and I guarantee you a lot of people are going to try to see what they can do to try to stop her, because I mean there's been no doing that so far this season here. But anyway, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos, we got whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires to have for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, which is the main series on this channel, and also be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, which is the main series on this channel. And his season 5 is going on hot and heavy right now in this series. Excuse me. And if you want in on his future series of the Duracell Cup Series, then be sure to get with Seth, and he'll get you going on that when that happens. And also be sure to check out our other 2 series. So that's the NNSCRA offline series. Those 2 channels being Dylan Young's NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series on his channel, X86753985AX, and also be sure to check out the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series from Thrash Maniac 99. That's Levi McIntyre's channel, and also subscribe to his channel for some cool stuff as well too. So that will do it here today at Dover. For now, I'm James Qualls with the production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best. We'll see you at Riverside Raceway for the Bud 400.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?